Hey everyone, I am Andy, your Southern Idaho financial coach. Today we are looking at The Owner's Edge by CK Financial Coaching. Many entrepreneurs suffer from the rich business, poor owner trap, where cash circulates in the business but never quite reaches the household. This video will show you how to achieve true financial fitness by building a hard wall between your business and personal wealth. We're going to talk about optimizing your cash flow and hunting down those sneaky phantom expenses that silently drain your operating budget. Let's roll the video.
Welcome to this explainer of CK Financial Coaching's The Owner's Edge program. If you're a business owner, well, you're in the exact right place. We're going to talk about how to take your business wealth and actually transform it into personal financial fitness. No abstract theories today. We're getting straight into concrete, structural changes for your money. Let's just dive right in. Let's start with a pretty hard truth that honestly just doesn't get talked about enough. Does your business make money, but you still feel totally broke? So many hardworking business owners bring in really significant revenue. Their top-line numbers look absolutely fantastic on paper, but then they're tossing and turning at night, wondering why their personal household feels completely empty. It is an incredibly stressful disconnect, right? You look at your business bank account, then you look at your personal checking, and the math, it just doesn't seem to add up. Here's our roadmap to financial fitness for today. Number 1, the business owner's trap. 2, separating business and wealth. 3, hunting for phantom expenses. 4, improving your cash flow. 5, the boring salary protocol. And finally, number 6, achieving true financial fitness. All right, section 1, the business owner's trap. Rich business, poor owner. So what you're likely experiencing here is a condition called financial anemia. And it's actually a perfect biological metaphor. Think of your business as the engine, and the cash is the blood. Now, that blood is circulating really heavily within the business, paying vendors, buying supplies, making payroll. But it never actually reaches the vital organs, which in this case is your personal household. Basically, you've got a massive extraction efficiency problem. You just haven't figured out how to safely transfer the profit from your company's P&L over to your personal net worth without, well, killing the golden goose. But before we fix anything, we really have to make a massive mindset shift. We need to take the no-blame pledge. We're going to fix the system, not the person. We are absolutely not here to shame your past financial decisions, because, let's face it, guilt is a terrible teacher. Instead, we need to treat your finances like a high-efficiency manufacturing plant. When a mistake happens, we don't go looking for someone to blame. We look for the flaw in the system itself. We're here to put countermeasures in place that fix those flawed processes, so that success basically becomes automatic, rather than relying on just sheer willpower. Moving on to section 2, separating business and wealth, the triage. Okay, so what's the number one cause of all this financial blindness? It's commingling funds. This is when you use the business card to pay for your personal groceries because, hey, the business owes me, right? But commingling creates absolute chaos. You can't see the true profitability of your business, and you definitely can't see the true burn rate of your personal lifestyle. The solution here is what we call the hard wall. 2 completely distinct banks, 2 distinct identities. The only money that ever crosses that wall is a formal, documented owner's draw. Honestly, this step alone brings massive clarity to your whole situation. Section 3, hunting for phantom expenses, the surgery. Now, the really crucial point here is this number, 10%. We are actively hunting for a massive 10% of your current operating expenses that are just hiding as totally useless phantom expenses. We're talking about death by 1,000 cuts here, unused software seats, auto-renewed insurance policies you don't even need anymore, or neglected retainers. The best part? Finding this 10% doesn't require you to go out and sell a single new product. It instantly increases your bottom line simply by stopping the bleeding. So how exactly do we find that 10%? Well, you run the highlighter test. I want you to literally print out 3 months of your business bank statements, grab a physical highlighter, and mark every single recurring charge. Then you force every highlighted expense to prove its worth using the keep, kill, or negotiate audit. You keep it if it has a direct return on investment. You kill it immediately if you aren't using it, and apply the cancel first rule here. Yeah, even that software subscription you swear you're going to learn how to use next month. If you really miss it, you can always just sign up again later. And finally, negotiate the essentials, like your internet or merchant fees. Seriously, a quick phone call mentioning a competitor's rate can easily save you hundreds of dollars a month. All right, section 4, improving your cash flow, the regimen. To really understand your cash flow fitness, you've got to know your DSCR, which stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. Think of this as the BMI of your business. It measures exactly how much heavy debt weight your cash flow muscles can actually carry. If your number is below 1.25, your business is carrying way too much debt weight to survive a sprint, and you are dangerously close to suffocating if you hit even one slow month. We really need to build up those cash flow muscles. And to build that muscle, we implement the profit first allocation plate. Instead of paying all your expenses first and just crossing your fingers that there are some scraps left over for you at the end, we completely change the math. Revenue comes in, and immediately percentages move based on a set benchmark. 15% goes to a tax account that you never ever touch. 10% goes to your profit or war chest. 50% goes to owner pay, and then you're forced to run your actual business operations on that remaining 25%. If you find you can't run the business on 25%, well, it forces you to face the reality that your operating expenses are simply too high. Moving on to Section 5, the boring salary protocol, protecting the household. Okay, you really must separate your compensation into two completely distinct buckets. Labor pays the mortgage, ownership builds the wealth. Let me actually say that again because it's absolutely crucial. Labor pays the mortgage, ownership builds the wealth. Your salary is payment for your labor. It covers the groceries, the mortgage, the predictable stuff in daily life. Profit distributions, on the other hand, are the reward for your risk as an owner. You use those distributions for real wealth acceleration, like investing or making a major debt payoff. The golden rule here: never mix the two functions. Now to figure out what that salary should actually be, we use the low watermark method. Here's what you do. Look back at your last 12 months of net operating income. Find your 3 worst, lowest earning months and average them out. That number becomes your safe, boring salary cap. By doing it this way, the business eats the terrifying volatility of the market, and your family gets a totally predictable, stress-free paycheck every single month, whether the business just hit a record high or hit a seasonal low. Which brings us to Section 6, achieving true financial fitness, the goal. A genuinely financially fit business has what we call a war chest. Now, this isn't just a random pile of leftover cash. It's a static, highly intentional pile of money representing your operating expenses. Level 1 is a buffer of just 1 month. Level 2, which we call the fortress, builds that up to 3 months. And level 3, the bunker, is an ironclad 6 months, which is usually for highly seasonal industries. This war chest just sits there. It's there to protect you from losing a major client, from a global economic event, or from some catastrophic equipment failure. It literally turns a disaster into a mere inconvenience. And here's the ultimate reward for all that discipline: the sweep rule. Once your war chest hits its target, let's say 3 months of expenses, you don't just keep hoarding cash inside the business. Business accounts are super vulnerable to lawsuits, and they earn terrible interest anyway. Instead, every quarter, you sweep that excess cash straight out of the business and distribute it to yourself as pure owner profit. You are finally extracting the wealth safely and intentionally. I want to leave you with this final, pretty provocative thought today. By actually implementing these specific systems, creating that hard wall, hunting down those phantom expenses, and properly funding your war chest, you completely transition from just surviving month to month to achieving true financial fitness. So ask yourself right now, are you finally building a valuable, sellable enterprise that can run without you, or are you still just working a highly stressful job that you happen to own? The choice comes down entirely to the systems you decide to build today.